Hello everybody and welcome to a new video in this series. And today we're gonna start hacking. We're gonna start using the intruder tab to exploit an IDOR. What is an IDOR, you might ask? Well, an IDOR is an insecure direct object reference. IDOR. And it means some number, string, or anything that could be used to identify an object in the database, often used to identify users, but it could be anything. And this is dangerous for websites, webmasters, developers, because if you got an identifier directly to an object, you might be able to exploit it and delete user accounts. But that's not what we're going to do here. We're going to find users and we're going to expose their user information. Then we are going to brute force ourselves into a user account. All right. But before I start, I want to tell you that I was corrected on my spelling. So Fivus on the Hacker 101 told me that burp suit is pronounced burp sweet, and he is of course correct about that, and that's my bad. So if we go to Google Translate, this is how I should have pronounced it, excluding the girly voice.
Burp sweet, burp sweet, burp sweet, burp sweet.
Anyways, I hope I will continue saying it correctly. Burp sweet. Okay, thanks for the heads up. Let's continue because I made a demo app. This demo app just displays 2,000 users. 2002 actually. But the demo is that we don't know how many user accounts there are. So we're going to try to identify them. How can we do this mixed in with IDOR? Well, if you take a look at any given profile, you will see there is user /8 or ID number 8 in the database, right? So that's the unique reference to the object. Now this is a potential to be insecure because it can expose information. It could expose information that you don't want to leak to hackers. Like, for example, credentials or stuff like that. Or maybe in this case, or in the other case, you could be able to delete user accounts or change information. In this example, like I said before, we're going to use it to expose information about the user and then extract information from them. Right? I have to clear this because I was trying to record it before and something went wrong. So I have to close this and this. What I have done so far is I created a scope and I added the filter to only show them demo.test accounts. So how can we find out how many users there are? Well, if you click edit, it will show 404 in this case. I did this on purpose so we can show you how to use the filters. If you go to the user control, you can see that I asked for a random number between 0 and 100. If that number is higher than 25, a 404 will be shown. Unknown user. As you can see here. Okay, so we're going to try to figure out how many users there are by this URL /user/edit with the, and then this number we're gonna automatically enumerate over. giving the idea that if you get a 404, a user is not found. Okay, so let's see. If we go back to Burp Suite, then you will see that there are edit links. If you go to user 2, where's the edit? Or user 1. Okay, it doesn't matter which one you take. Just click on the edit, right click, send to intruder. The intruder tab will highlight and you will see something like this. This will vary based on your target. Don't worry about it, I'm going to explain it. This is important part because here you can set up the positions tab, can set up dynamic payloads. In this case, we don't have anything yet. We haven't added any dynamic payload, or they call them payload marker in this case. But anyways, it's a good thing to always press clear, because sometimes it automatically adds these markers. So clear, then we're going to select 1, because this is what we want to make dynamic. And I'm going to click add. Keep this the attack on sniper. There are multiple attack forms, but the sniper and the battering ram are the most common. If you want to, you can press the help icon here to see what kind of attacks do what. But if we look to Pitchfork, it will match and match from 2 payloads. In this case, we're going to only use 1 payload. The cluster bomb does the same thing, only better, which will also result in more requests than you need, because it's going to mix all kind of combination. But in this example, we're only going to enumerate over this part of the URL, and we're going to make it step from, if you press the payload, I'm going to add the numbers payload type. Right. This is simple, at least. We'll want to enumerate from 1 to 2000. And the step increase 1 step at a time. So let's start this attack and see what it does. Right. We get a warning here about the community edition that it's throttling the connections. If you want to get this really fast, professional edition is more suitable for this. And I can tell you, and I will show you, that it will, around 20 requests, it will get really slow and throttle. And also it has 2 seconds between requests by then. So this is certainly not ideal, but we will pretend like we went all the way to 2000 and it actually worked. Okay, press OK, and it will start running. Look at it going. Right? It finds all these requests. It does. You can see here, user 4/edit, user 6/edit. Right, and here we see a 404. That's the randomness I added. Let's see. Only a 404. Well, oh, another one. Okay, but that's just beside the point. You can see right here that it's really slow now. So I'm gonna pause this and I'm going to show you something. In this case, we are only interested in information that we get from users with a 200 status request. So we can disable 400 and 500 request types. And now we get a list of all found users. Of course, this is now being halted at number 33. As we can see here, this is the response. This is JSON containing the user information from the database, excluding the password, of course. But speaking of passwords, we can do password brute forcing as well. And I'm gonna show you the user list again and show you that beef. If we were able to request the edit for user 2001, we would see an email address here. This is useful information in our case to log in, but we're going to brute force our way in. Because let's see how it looks when we can log in with an existing account. We go to /home and we get the message, you are logged in. If we try to do the same thing with a@b.com, .com with a random password, we will get an error message saying selected email is invalid, and we are still at the login page. So how can we, with this knowledge, how can we brute force and filter the successful results? Well, we know as a fact that you can, if you log in, you go to the /home page. So that's a fact. And if you have a failed login, you stay at the login page. So it's time to introduce, based on our failed login here, a new attack vector. All right. Excuse me for that. Sorry, I had to cut the video because I was coughing. All right. So based on that information, we can do a new attack. If we go back to our target, we will see that we have posted the login form. And we can send this to the intruder as well. Right? So, wait, this is the... Hold on, I want to do a failed login with that beef. Right, this is his email address. Come on, this keyboard is killing me. And invalid login. All right. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I want to go here and I want a pre-filled URL post with that beef in the email address. That's this one. So send it to the intruder. You'll see the same page again, but before we start, we're going to the positions tab, press clear, because by default, as I said before, sometimes it adds more parameters than you want. It does that automatically. So by pressing clear, you saw that the session cookie was also marked as a param or marker, but that's not what we want. We want to mark the password as a parameter. That's the only one. Now change the attack type to battery RAM. So this means we're going to brute force on one thing really hard. Okay. Then go to payloads. In this case, instead of doing numbers, you can load a file. The file that we're going to use is this file. It will contain a password for user deadbeef. I made it small so we can seek out the whole attack. All right. We go back, load a file, and that's this Twitter banned file. It will contain all the passwords you have added. And yeah, let's start the attack. Now it starts brute forcing. Under 23 requests, it goes pretty quick, even on the community edition. But on the pro version, it goes way faster. So let's wait this out. Uh, 23. All right, finished. Well, what do we see? We see error, nothing checked. Timeout, nothing checked. Automatically, Burpsuit will try to detect burp suite, I mean, will try to detect if message reload is an error or a timeout. In this case, no errors were given, apparently, according to burp suite, and no timeouts occurred. Now, we wanted to filter out the success responses, but we see it always responds with a 302. And we cannot filter by text, like I mentioned before. It's only for the Pro edition. But I found a workaround for that, because we know that it does a 302 request to /home. So what we can do is create one of these filters, but then for ourselves. And that's really easy to do. If you go to options, then go to grab match. You will get a list of standard checks like error and timeout. But if you clear this list and you add the following /home, because we know it's gonna forward to /home, and do add, and then go back to the results, you see there's only one result that forwarded to /home, and that's my password. So let's check in div if this is indeed the password for Dead Beef. I'm going to copy and paste that. All right. Dead Beef at xss.watch. And I'm going to try this password. You are now logged in. So we brute forced the. So in summary, what did we do? We found an IDOR in the edit URL or in the profile URL. Then we used it in the edit URL. We were looking for accounts that gave us a 200 error exposing user information. In this case, the email address. And this website uses an email address to log in. So we take one of the account's email addresses, we stuck it in Burp Suite and used that as the username, and we brute forced the password. It is possible with Burp Suite to have multiple word lists using one username with one password, but it will take a longer time. In this case, we knew a username with was Dead Burp. Dead Beef. Dead Burp. I am so sorry. My English sometimes. So we guessed the password by brute forcing it. So this is what you learned about the intruder tab. As you can see, it's a really useful tool. And also, now that we are on it, you can do all kinds of filtering, so like the colors. Like, okay, this is green because we found it. This is red because this is the wrong password. It allows you to show on highlighted, like these two. I've showed you this before. And the commented. Nothing shows up because I didn't add any comments. Or it just shows everything. So yeah, this is using the intruder tab. I had to create a special program to do this. I probably will make it public if you guys want, if you want a copy of this. But I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.